So Scrapebox Blog Commenter Part 4. So we talked about all the fast, slow, and manual poster and all the settings. Um, some other particular notes about commenting in general. Your names file that you load up, we have our names. This could also be anchor text. So if I wanted to put in here about blue widgets, since I'm trying to promote my blue widget site, then I could do that instead of having someone's name. And Scrapebox will use that, and it will give an anchor text. So if we go back to our blog here that we looked at in the very first video, this is the blog where we were just displaying things. If I run up here, you can see someone's put profit jackpot, anti-aging, WordPress services. They did that by putting that in the name field. Same thing applies to Scrapebox. Whatever you put in the name field will wind up being your anchor text. Now, say I had several websites and I wanted to go ahead and do them all in one posting run, but I wanted to have different anchor text for each one. I could hit the edit here under my website, so I could set this up ahead of time if I wanted. And if I want only the term blue widgets to show up with blue widgets, because if I have a site about red widgets, I don't want it to have an anchor text pointing to it that says blue widgets, because that's not related. So basically what you're going to want to do with the blue widgets is you're going to want to add the standard spin text bracket here, just like that, and then I can type blue widgets, and I can put a spin text, and so that'll use just that one word, or I could put, another word in there if I wanted to have bluish widgets or something like that, whatever, anyways. And so then it would pick one of those two words there. So let's just say we want that to have one word. And then let's go to red widgets, and I want to make this just red widgets. And so we can make that red widgets. Now under rainbow widgets, I want to have a couple different words in there like the first one. So let's put red widgets, and then I might put blue widgets, and then I might put yellow widgets. And then it's going to pick one of these words to use with rainbow widgets. And then say on any color widgets, doesn't matter. I don't care. So I can go ahead and put all these anchor texts in the names file or something else in the names file. And if there is a spin text next to it, it'll lock those anchor texts to that website. If there's nothing next to it, it's going to auto select from the names file. And you can mix it up like this and have some spun and some not, and have it select from the anchor file. So if you don't care about any of these websites matching up with any of the names or anchors, then just leave it. But if you want specific ones, this feature is called link lock, and it allows you to lock a particular anchor text with a particular website. And so I can also, once I'm all done, I can check links, and that would be pretty easy. I would just hit the check links button, and you see it grays out everything except for the websites, because that's your list of websites to choose from. And then it also gives you the option to load in here your list of blogs. And so I don't check links generally with proxies, so I just uncheck that box. Of course, with checking links, you have a settings, adjust maximum connections, and the link checker, I'm going to just throw it up there at 56. And then you also have timeouts, which is also important, because if you don't give your website a chance to load, it won't have a chance to check the link there. So if you see a lot of timeout errors, raise your timeouts. Default is 60 seconds. We'll just leave it at that for the video. So let's go ahead and hit check links, and then you'll see this window, and you can hit start. And it's going to go through here and it's going to check for links. Now, we just posted these, so the only ones that are going to show up is auto approve. And those successful ones, most all those went to moderation. So they went to a moderator. When you submit, while that's checking links, we'll jump back over here and talk for 1 second about that. When I submit this comment, it's going to go to moderation. It's not always going to show up here. That would be auto approve if it shows up. If it doesn't show up there, 99% of blogs or something like that are not auto approve. So it's going to go to an admin, and they're going to have to approve it. When you see that successful down here, under postings, we had like 30 something successful. Under fast poster, that just means it was successfully submitted to the blog owner. That doesn't mean that it's auto approve. So as you can see, when I check the links here, in the first video we posted to 97 of these, and there's something like 30 successful or something like that. and out of those, none of them are auto approve because no links were found. So successful just means successfully submitted. It doesn't necessarily mean auto approve, and there's other videos on that, but we can go through here then, and we can scroll up and we can see not found, and none of these say timeout, so it means the page is loaded, they just weren't found. An error 500, an internal server error, this page couldn't load. And so you can diagnose those sorts of things, and then you can choose different options here, and then you can export as well. I can export my links found and not found and servers reporting errors and that sort of thing. And so it even tells you how much bandwidth you used, and then the number of blogs it checked and your websites. So I can close that, and we weren't looking to gain any links there, but you can submit, and then over time as you wait and admins approve them, you'll have them, and then if you happen to get some auto approve, those would show up right away as well. You can also look through here and you can see next to it where it says submitted, and that sort of thing. And this is my report from slow commenter, but fast commenter would be there as well. And things like submitted, they were successful. If it says something like failed timeout, then it failed because there wasn't enough time to load that page. Either the web server was loading it slowly, or you have your timeout set too low. Failed discarded means that there's either a CAPTCHA or spam protection like Akismet, and it is just, kicked you out and that sort of thing. So you can learn a lot. Like that 500 error that we saw, you can go up to help and you can go to the error code reference and check out what 500 was, and kind of get an idea of how to diagnose things. So on troubleshooting, a couple of other notes there is that there is a namespace filter. You can go to options, and then we can do the namespace filter for slow commenter. It only applies to slow commenter. I can disable the namespace filter. By default, it is enabled. What the namespace filter does is it filters out a lot of standardized things that wouldn't normally be able to be commented on anyways, like a PDF file. If Scrapebox sees it, it knows it can't comment on a PDF file, so it just filters that out, which saves a lot of time in slow commenter and a lot of bandwidth and that sort of thing. So it's great in theory there, but some people have had issues where it gives them an access violation error, or it just freezes Scrapebox up. So if you have a lot of issues because it's trying to load up a page that it can't comment to anyways, if you're having access violation errors or Scrapebox is freezing up a lot, go in SlowPoster, go ahead and disable this slow commenter namespace filter, and that'll take care of that. And then you can also go into the settings and fast poster connection balancing, turn that on. So by default, you don't really need fast poster connection balancing, and obviously it applies to fast poster, not slow poster. But if you're having an issue where you don't have a lot of resources, like not a lot of RAM or memory rather, or you just are trying to multitask and you keep having problems with the fast poster crashing, you can go ahead and turn on fast poster connection balancing. And what that does is it breaks it up. When you have a list of like 1,000 or 10,000 websites you're trying to comment on, it breaks it up into chunks of 500, and Scrapebox will run through 500 URLs, and then it'll pause, and it'll allow the Windows messaging to catch up and memory to free up and everything to catch up for just a little bit, just a short breather, and then it'll start through the next 500. So particularly if you're having issues with fast poster freezing up because of low resources or other issues, go ahead and try to enable fast poster connection balancing and see if that fixes your issue. And so that pretty much wraps up the blog commenter.